What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Our Brains Hurt. Thanks a lot for hanging out. We are running a contest on our website all month, the whole month of March into April. Go to ourbrainshurt.com and you get to choose your all-star punk rock band. Vocals, guitar, bass, drums, second guitar if you want one. Go to ourbrainshurt.com, name your band, and we're going to vote on it in April, and there'll be prizes for the winner. So ourbrainshurt.com, all-star punk rock band. Go there, submit it, and maybe you can win.
Well, they needed a jingle for their stupid little show, so they called up the Jasons and we said, fuck no. Then they called us again and they gave us $20 and we wrote them a song that said, your podcast sucks. Then they gave us more money and they asked us really nice and we finally gave in and we said, all right, I'll write you a song, but it's gonna be a clone of a Screeching Weasel song that we heard a while ago. So we wrote them a jingle and it sounded really rad. It was the best little jingle that their pockets ever had, but the file got corrupted and the email didn't work. Now they're stuck without a jingle singing Our Brains Hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. In a very non-copyright infringing sort of way.
All right, hey.
Hey. It's a solo episode, a solo of two.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
Can we, though? I don't know. We just got back from a little mini vacation
We did. It was fun. It was
in exotic Norfolk, Virginia.
the shittiest Marriott I have ever stayed in.
I didn't know you were such a hotel connoisseur.
I'm a hotel snob. I'm not really, because I've stayed in some fucking insane places. But
I'm not a hotel snob. Well, maybe I am a little bit, but I will not stay in a motel.
I'm not above a motel.
Oh, I am. I will not stay in a motel. I remember the gnarliest fucking motel I stayed in was for my my friend Gabe. He was my roommate at Maryland. I was in his wedding party and we had we went to, fuck did we go? Lake Tahoe, California / Nevada. We were like literally right on the street that was the border between Nevada and California. And the hotel was fucking gross. I remember taking off a t-shirt and wrapping it over the pillowcase because I can't do it, man. I can't. I just get so gnarly. Like I don't know, dude. I don't come from money. Like I don't know where that comes from because I'm definitely not like used to expensive
have your
things.
own bed or whatever.
But I can't if I think it comes from my fear of like white trash. Like I can't go to.
Guess what? You got a co-host.
Well, you're helping me get over it. Like I can't go to like those buffet places because I get like I get anxiety around trashy people.
Oh, you can't go to buffets?
No, not like
What about
maybe like
Waffle
a
House?
Vegas one.
Oh, Vegas one. Yeah. Okay, so as soon as you said buffet, like Vegas and Atlantic City popped into my head.
Yeah.
I'm not really doing a Sizzler these days much myself.
Like I will never go to a like old country buffet or the golden what is it called?
Golden Corral.
Yeah, even the commercials make me cringe.
There was, man, this is how far prices. When I first moved to Stafford, Virginia in 1994, coming from Northern Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, this wasn't part of Northern Virginia. There was a Golden Corral down here. All you can eat, $3.99, baby.
Damn.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
1994 prices.
Damn.
Since you brought up Golden Corral, the last time I've been to a Golden Corral was probably about 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm. They were around back then, Golden Corrals?
Oh, yeah. There was one in 94.
Really?
Yeah, they were. Oh,
That's
Golden
right,
Corral's age
Okay.
old. It's timeless. It's timeless.
I know Old Country Buffet was old, but I didn't
Like you
know
said,
Golden
white trash got
Corral
to eat somewhere. Yeah, but so the one in Fredericksburg, I went there a few times. This was probably 2009. I think it was the last year I lived in the first house that I bought. Um, and we lived kind of close to Golden Corral. We had gone there for breakfast a few times and it was on Saturdays. I don't know if this dude was in there more than just Saturdays, but he was in there 3 separate times on a Saturday when we went in there.
Jesus, that's
This,
sad.
this dude, yeah, but he would get a stack of donuts, nothing but just plain glazed donuts, like the Krispy Kreme type.
Mhm.
And it was like a stack. He would like build like a pyramid that was probably
Like a Homer Simpson plate.
somewhere in the realm of like 7 or 8 donuts.
Jesus.
And he would eat them until they were gone, and then he would repeatedly just keep doing this.
Damn.
Like we were there eating meals in his quotes, his Golden Corral.
Yeah.
But I watched this dude go up there and fill his plate full of donuts at least 5 times. That's a lot of fucking donuts. Dude, this dude was putting down some donuts.
I can't tell if I'm cringed by him or if I love him.
Yeah. And he was just like sitting quietly. Like
and he was by himself?
But every time, yeah, by himself. And every time we saw him in there, he was doing the exact same thing.
Was
every
he like
time.
500 pounds?
He was a little large, yeah, but he wasn't
but
like,
not like
I wouldn't call him
crazy
500
obese.
pounds.
Yeah.
I don't even think the dude would have been 300 pounds, maybe like
Oh, okay.
250, 260, you know, like
maybe he walked there.
he might have.
Yeah. He doesn't have a car if that dude's going to eating 3 meals a day of donuts at Golden.
I mean, the guy, I mean, he probably was autistic or something. That's like,
yeah,
he
that
gave off, you know?
Yeah. He was touched.
Yeah.
In a way. Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That's sad because he could have gotten a dozen fucking Krispy Kremes, which I'm sure were way better for like the same price.
And there's like a Krispy Kreme donut, like not even that far from that.
Yeah.
Like not at all that far from that place. They're right down the street.
Yeah. Well, that sucks. I mean, see, that's what I'm talking about. I don't like seeing. That would make me so sad. The dude who just eats donuts 3 times a day at fucking Golden Corral.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I think, if I remember correctly, I think one of my friends said like he's seen the dude there before, and like the dude's always in there on like Saturdays and like does the same thing every Saturday. Just goes in there and eats donuts and reads. But you know, whatever.
Hey man, if you know, I know what the food addiction is like.
The Golden Corral is like, you know, the buffet equivalent of like like Motel 6.
Yeah.
So I'm not above a motel. I'm not really a hotel snob. I'm not above a motel. We stayed at plenty of motels when we were on tour. This is cheap.
Yeah. We did the same thing, but
I have realistic expectations for hotels. Yeah. Like if you're at a motel, you would expect to see your closet door missing or ripped off.
Was it ripped off?
At the Marriott. Well, it wasn't. I don't remember there.
Did I have a closet?
You did.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a mirror on my closet. Yeah,
that's right. Our closet was non-existent because the doors were gone.
So it was just a nook, not a closet.
Yeah, it was a nook. Yeah,
it was a closed nook.
I expect things from a Marriott. Marriott is like, you know, I don't expect this to be a 5-star hotel, but I also don't expect a Marriott to be a pig with lipstick on it, which is what the Marriott we stayed in was. Just like the next day, our friend Yukon, lead guitarist for American Television, was saying that the last time he stayed in the Richmond one, he gave them a really bad review for similar reasons. And he got a call from the general manager because he stays at so many Marriotts because of his job. And the general manager said, like, oh, you know, what is the problem? Like, you know, we literally just went through renovations at that hotel. So we were, you know, kind of thinking that, like, you know, people would start giving us better reviews. And Yukon was like, yeah, man, I'm going to call your bluff on that one. I've been staying at this hotel regularly for the last 11 years. You ain't done no renovations in those 11 years I've been staying here. I'm here all the time. So you can stop that bullshit right now. You need to fix your shit.
Yeah. My room wasn't bad, I don't think. But
no, your room was better than our room.
Okay.
It was similar.
Yeah.
Like it was the same size, but you had one king size bed, we had two queen size beds. So we had enough room for a chair.
Oh, okay. But you didn't have the couch.
We didn't have the couch.
Okay.
Yukon had a couch and a closet door.
I paid $100 extra for the closet door.
Yeah. But nobody should be spending any sort of money on a Marriott in downtown Norfolk. And like that's supposed to be the nice. I mean, it shows you about downtown Norfolk, but
yeah, I've stayed at the Marriott in Lexington a couple times, and it's really fucking nice. Like, really fucking nice.
I've stayed in some really fucking nice Marriotts, like some real nice Marriotts. Like the Marriott in DC is nice as fuck. Yeah.
There's a Marriott in Annapolis that's really nice too.
And like the one in Norfolk, like the UMass, like fucking basketball team or something was there.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what.
Wait, when we were there?
Yeah. There was a bus down in the valet, and Chris said something about, and there was a guy that got this really tall dude that got on
the elevator bus.
Yeah, that was like a University of Massachusetts. I don't know. There's not. Where's the NIT tournament this year?
The NIT, they play at the higher ranked teams' home state or home.
I wonder because I don't.
So maybe Hampton or
yeah, Norfolk or ODU.
Yeah, ODU.
Old Dominion.
If one of them are in the
NIT,
yeah.
Because I don't think there wasn't any fucking March Madness games in Norfolk this year, was there?
No, and it doesn't start till tomorrow. But I mean, they had like the four.
Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, I bet you it was NIT. I bet you
there NIT. I bet you because that started on Monday.
Yeah, because that was the UMass basketball team that was staying there.
Okay.
So if college basketball teams are staying in a Marriott, that means it's nice.
Yeah.
Not that Marriott. I bet that guy thought the same thing I did.
Probably.
They did have tissue boxes next to the elevator buttons.
They did. Yeah.
So you could if you're a real germaphobe and don't want to press the elevator button with your finger, you can pull a tissue, press it, and throw it in the trash. If you're gonna have that, that's a hotel. I feel like your shit should be straight. Yeah, you can't put things on the wall that are first world problems.
Yeah,
and then go into your room and like the paint's scratched off the wall in like several places.
Yeah.
The fucking in our bathroom, the thing that holds the shower curtain, whatever, like shower rod, like the one side, there was like so much water damage on the fucking wall there. It looked like the thing was just gonna pull right out of the wall.
Yeah, the one thing I did notice is the second that morning, well, the only morning I was there, like when I woke up, I was taking a piss and I looked at the shower and you could see there was like all sorts of like rust and fucking like water damage all around, like the nozzle and the fucking.
See, you had a standy shower. I was all about a standy shower.
What did you have?
We had a tub.
A tub?
A shitty ass tub at that.
Weird. I didn't use it. I mean, I showered. I showered on. What did you say?
Red just said it looked like somebody blew their brains out in it.
They probably did. Yeah. Maybe more than once. That's the haunted room.
Norfolk.
Yeah, I know how to my shower. I didn't shower when I was there. I showered before I left.
We didn't.
Yeah. And Mando takes care of the rest.
Fucking Mando, baby.
It's funny. I was going through my phone yesterday and I saw a picture. It was just Red holding up a tube of Mando. I forgot that she found it in the. But the show was so I know you were standing in the back of the room. Yukon and I were right against the stage,
I
or right
moved
against
around a little.
Okay.
Just we were trying to triangulate to see where we could get the best sound at.
Yeah. Yukon and I were against the fucking, not the stage, but the barrier. There was a big ass barrier with like a huge gap between the barrier and the stage, which was kind of disappointing. But
yeah,
it was cool.
I don't like that place. It's all right for a big
Yeah,
venue,
it's all right.
but like
Yeah.
$12 beers can go fuck themselves.
Oh my god, $12 peebers.
Yeah, that sound guy. Yeah, I actually had a talk with Yukon about that. So I was like, like it's like the Raging Nathan sounded all right. I didn't, but as soon as Strung Out started playing, I was like, something's wrong. This is off. The snare was muffled. I was like, am I just standing in a bad spot? So I went to the back, because generally in the back you're gonna get right next to the sound booth. I went and stood right next to the sound booth, right? And it just sounded like shit. The snare was still muffled. Just I couldn't really tell the guitars. And I'm like looking at the sound guy, and he's not doing anything. He's just standing there. Yeah. And I'm like, I feel like this guy should be doing something, because if I'm in the crowd going, what just happened to the sound?
Yeah.
I know they did a sound check,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So what's going on? And then they played the cover that they did, the No Use for Name song that they do, Soulmate. Yeah. Covered that.
Yeah.
During that song, dude started doing stuff, and it started sounding better. It didn't get.
That was towards the end of the set.
Yeah, it didn't get to a great point, but it was a lot better than it had been. And then of course, as soon as Less Than Jake starts playing, the sound is fucking perfect. So I'm like, that just doesn't that doesn't seem right. Something's wrong there.
Yeah.
So Yukon, who is essentially a sound guy, he has been in the past. He's an AV guy. He does all. He works in that industry, and he's like the head of like his department for a very large company. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what do you think that is, man? Because I have thoughts on this. And he just looked at me and he was like, on purpose? And I was like, yeah, so the headlining band sounds the best, and you stagger it up just so, like, because he was like, yeah, and I was like, do you know that for a fact? Do large places actually do that? And he was like, well, no, but working in that industry for a very long time, I got theories.
Yeah.
And I've built these theories off of evidence. And I was like, I've thought that too. Because, like, all these sound people for these large venues that are in-house, they're not always fans of the genre that's playing that night.
Right.
They don't know. They just, okay, I'm going to make the two opening bands. I don't care. The next band,
fuck it, it's punk rock. Like, who cares?
Okay, the headlining band is going to sound fucking perfect. Because like some of the larger shows, like the rock stars and stuff, I think in record labels, I think sometimes ask venues for shit like that. Now you have to make our guy sound better. You got to make the people before him sound like crap, so people don't go buy their merch. I mean, that's a theory, but I wouldn't put it past, knowing how the music industry works. I wouldn't put it past. People with money, everybody's trying to grift everybody nowadays.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like,
hell yeah.
The whole entire world is just fucking being manipulated to spend money in different directions. I mean, that's how the fucking world works. That sucks. That's how the world works.
Yeah.
That's how it does work. So why wouldn't sound guys be any different?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it could be like, it could have been somewhat unintentional and just lazy, like, Raging Nathans, and they're just punk. And then like Less Than Jake has all this, the horns and shit. So maybe they just like, we're just going to keep the settings set to like what Less Than Jake needs. And then.
Yeah. I don't think there was anything like malevolent or nefarious going on there. Yeah. I just think it might have been like an autopilot type situation.
Yeah.
This is how we have done things for years. This is how I'm gonna.
I remember we played a show at in Annapolis at Metropolitan, and there's been a couple. There's been when we used to play a lot. There was this one sound, I forget his name, but he was friends with Alex, and he was super good. fucking really good at what he did, and he was never had any problems. And then one show we had, he wasn't there. There was this dude, this like really big older dude with like a ponytail, and I remember during our set, it's like the sound sucked. And the next band played the sound, but he would just like he wasn't even in the booth. He was in the bar drinking. Like he would just turn it on. Like he wasn't being a sound guy. He was just being like he would make sure everything sounded okay, I guess, to him at first, and then he would just go in the bar and drink.
Boo.
Yeah.
So, speaking of all of this, and then since we had that conversation the other night about because the sounds were strung out, it was just
I couldn't tell. Like I said, I was up front and I was just screaming along with the lyrics. So I wasn't, and I was intoxicated. I had drank a lot. So
yeah.
I believe you when you say the sound sucked, but I didn't notice.
That's the second time in a row I've seen them now where the sound fucking sucks for them, which sucks. But
Yeah.
that is Red just brought up a good point.
What?
And I will, babe. But the whole point to me talking about the sound guy just now is I would like to throw a shout out to Rick from the Pie Shop.
Oh, the best.
Because that motherfucker is amazing and does really great work every time he works when we throw shows there.
Yeah.
And the more and more, I have had to deal with sound people over my life. There's just not that many people like Rick.
It's a luxury having somebody like Rick. When like knowing that the sound is going to be not only taken care of, but awesome. It's just a huge thing that you don't have to fucking worry about.
And then on top of that, Rick's just cool.
Yeah, he's cool as shit.
Like there's a lot of sound guys out in the world who are amazing at what they do and are just straight dicks.
Yeah.
The sound is great, but if you try to approach them and talk to them about anything and have a friendly conversation, they're just like, fuck off, dude. And you're like, oh wow, that's aggressive.
Yeah.
Not Rick.
No,
he's like the nicest dude. He'll sit down. He'll have you wouldn't even know he's the fucking sound guy.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. I've never really seen him complain. I've never really seen him get flustered. I mean, I'm sure he has, but because everybody does. But just shout out.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Shout out to Rick from the Pie Shop.
It's funny, like when we talk about sound, there's two sound guy experiences that I've had or witnessed that always make me laugh when I think back to it. One of them, like I was in this band called Shorty, like way back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And we played at this place in Baltimore. It's not there anymore. I forget the name of it, but it was a really big place. And we ended up playing with these two ska bands. And yeah, go ahead. What?
Oh no! Keep going. I was just gonna say, keep going. I'm gonna grab it here. I'm listening.
I'll edit that part out. Yeah. But yeah, so we were playing with these. I think it was 2 or 3 ska bands. I don't know how we ended up on that, but it was a huge place, and the sound sucked. Like it wasn't even just like bad; it just kept like cutting out. And the headlining ska band, who were they? They were somewhat popular. I forget the name. I forget who. Anyway, they at the end, like they're in their last song, as they were like, kind of like closing it out and doing like the, the little drum fucking, and he's like thanking everybody. He's like, thanks, and they mentions the bands. He's like, and no thanks to the fucking sound guy.
Yeah.
And he's yelling, and all of a sudden the sound cuts out, and you could just see him yelling, like cursing on the stage where you can't hear anything he's saying.
Yep.
That was the funniest shit ever. I couldn't stop laughing because I was all the way in the back of the club, so I couldn't hear anything he was saying because the sound guy just cut everything once he said that. It was the funniest fucking thing.
Yeah, it's fucking Savage Remain's last show. What kind of went that direction?
Where was your last show?
In Philly at the Fire.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and this sound guy, we get there, and there was a solid amount of people there that night. Mm-hmm. It was a pretty good show. And we were the headline of all things.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and Ronan actually threw that show.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Shout out Ronan.
Yeah, shout out Ronan. Does good work booking up at Bar 13 in Wilmington. Yeah. fucking the sound guy, when the sound guy comes in, he's like, this is a punk rock show, right? And this dude is wearing like blue and white vertical striped bell bottoms. This basically like a pirate shirt with with the shit open, and it was like there was like ruffles.
Jesus.
Skinny white kid, long blonde hair, and circle glasses that are red lenses. yeah, that's the kicker, right?
Yeah.
And this kid was the biggest douche. So, and he wasn't doing a damn thing, and I think he heard us maybe talking shit about him or something. I don't know, because he was the biggest douche. We tried to talk to him, and he just didn't want to have anything to do with the conversation. It's like one word closed ended answers and shit. And towards the end of our set, like we start getting like shit in the monitors, like, oh, running out of time. We're on stage, So we ended up having to cut a song. Jesus. I think maybe even 2 songs. And so we're like getting fucking pissed off because we're like, we're the fucking headliner. Why are we having to fucking cut shit out of our set? Like,
yeah.
And fucking, so dude, when we announced our last song, dude just fucking left the shit and fucking bailed. We didn't even know it.
Really?
So we're coming off the stage like gonna go fight, because I'm in the middle of the fucking set. Like, I was looking over Matt. I'm like, I like walked over to my bandmates and like, I'm like, in between songs, I'm like, yo, we gonna go fucking drag this sound guy out into the street and fuck him up?
Yeah.
Because like this dude is pissing me off.
Yeah.
And he had been pissing us off for most of the night. And the sound was terrible the whole night.
Yeah.
At a place where the sound doesn't need to be terrible.
All right.
So we get down there, we go looking for him, and he's fucking gone. So we go to Ronan, and we're like, because it's Ronan's show. He's the promoter.
You
we're
gotta
like,
pay for that shit.
We're like, what the fuck, man? Why are you cutting our set short?
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't cut your set short. Who cut your set short? And we're like, we got the thing over the monitor. We had to cut 2 songs. Like we had the whole time. And he's like, what? And we're like, yeah. And so he's like, well, let's go find. Dude's just gone. Like, what a dick.
I want to beat his ass just for those glasses.
And then like, I know, dude. Yeah. If I remember correctly, Ronan was like, well, he didn't come to me for any money.
Oh, good.
We're like, well, I guess that's good.
Yeah.
He's like, because I was supposed to pay him like whatever it was.
Yeah.
No, turns out we go find out. Turns out, motherfucker went to the bar and asked them for his money. Wow. And they were like, it's not our. And he like bitched and moaned so much that the bar just gave him. He like told him, no, the dude will give you the money back for what mine was. And they fucking paid him because he bitched.
Oh shit!
So Ronan had to pay the bar back for them paying him. So he did get his money. That fucking asshole. I don't know who you are, dude.
We will find you.
But first off, you're in Philadelphia, so you probably already deserve to have your ass beat.
Yeah.
But if I ever find you,
we have a certain set of skills.
I'm not saying I'm gonna hit you, but I'm gonna fucking hit you.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna make some.
No, I would never do that. I would definitely give him a tongue lashing.
I'll make some phone calls to Uncle Sammy.
But if you want to swing on me, bro, then it's fucking let's go.
Man.
I've never been so pissed off at a sound guy in my entire life. Although I was close to being that pissed off at the sound guy at the Strung Out show this way. Because I feel like he got something in his ear because he was just sitting there doing nothing. And all of a sudden he started fidgeting with shit. And the sound got better real quick. Like you couldn't do that in the first song. Like if I'm in the audience and notice it, you're the sound guy. You got to be noticing that it sounds like shit. See, if I'm a sound guy and I hear it sound like shit, I'm immediately going to fucking fix it because I feel like that's my job.
Yeah.
Like I'm not doing a good job if shit sounds like shit. The people want to hear their favorite band, There's tons of people. There was a Monday.
Yep.
Even less than Jake said, oh, y'all making this feel like a Saturday.
Mm-hmm. I don't get that ska core shit, man.
I like Less Than Jake, but
They seem cool as shit, but I just the music, it just
I know a lot of people don't. But
doesn't.
a lot,
I
a lot of
love
people
pure
do.
ska, and I love punk rock, but when you combine the two,
You're
for
not a
some
ska
reason it
punk
just gets
person.
super cheesy for me. Like
I like some ska punk, not all of it, but some. Less Than Jake, fucking what was the album? Losing Streak. I think it was 96 or
yeah,
97. Um, a friend of mine gave me that album
yeah.
2 weeks before I was going to, and I went to, it was the Descendants, Less Than Jake and Guttermouth in
Where
90
was that?
930 Club.
I think I was there because that's the only time I saw Guttermouth was at the 930 Club.
It was 1997, I believe.
I
Maybe
saw.
1998, but I
I
think it's
remember.
1997.
I remember seeing Guttermouth at the 930 Club, and the thing that sticks out the most is that I was right against the stage, and Mark was wearing these lacrosse shorts with no underwear, and
Did the Descendants play that show?
I don't probably not because I would have remembered.
I feel like you would remember that.
Yeah,
It was on tour for Musical Monkey.
maybe. No, I don't know. I don't think so. Unless
But
I was super wasted, man.
it
Because
was
like
the
I remember.
it was the Descendants' first tour in forever. It was their tour for Everything Sucks, and it was the first tour for that record because there was so many people there, and everybody was going crazy. It might have actually been 1996
Man,
because
I don't know.
it
If
was
I
my
don't
second.
remember,
It was 1996 because it was my second punk rock show, and my first one was No Effects that same year in February. So it was like June or July of
yeah,
'96.
Guttermouth has always been one of my favorite bands. But like, so I was right against the stage, and Mark. I don't know if somebody pulled his shorts down or if he pulled them down, but his dick was like right in front of my face, and he like yanked them back up. It was right after they got in trouble and they couldn't go to Canada anymore.
Canada doesn't like anybody. Can't go to Canada.
Like I think some chick got on stage and like flashed the crowd, and she was like 16 or something. So Guttermouth ended up getting in trouble. Something
That was
something
a
like that
little.
happened.
I think I kind of remember
I don't
that.
remember the
That would have
detail.
been a little bit later than what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
so then it was
Yeah.
probably yeah.
There was uh there was several individuals that evening at the 930 Club who showed Mark their tits. Uh because
Yeah.
once one person did it,
Oh, then it just erupts. Yeah.
then Mark started asking.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And once you ask, if you're the lead singer and you
and
ask,
he
they
got
will
it.
show.
You
Ask,
shall
ye
receive.
shall receive.
Yeah.
When I was at the No Effect show last summer in Columbus, there was this chick was crowd surfing, and the song ended, and her tits, she like completely pulled her shirt off, and they just berated her, like, "Yo, look who has daddy issues," whatever
Brutal.
like that. Yeah.
They berated her.
Not really, kind of in a funny way,
Yeah. Well,
but that's when you know you made it, man. When chicks want to show you their tits.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, as a musician.
That's it. Not record sales. Not fucking like likes on fucking Instagram.
If chicks start lifting their
If a
shirt
chick
at the shows.
lifts their fucking shirt up just because of something you sang or played on a bass or a drum, you fucking made it, dude. It's got to be nipple though. It can't just be bottom titty.
Right,
It's got to be.
that's
If
the
you see
standard.
that nipple,
That's
you're a
where
fucking rock star.
that's where the bar is set.
Yeah, that's rock star status, man.
It is.
Doesn't matter if there's 4 people at the show. If you see those fucking nipples because you played, you're a
The
fucking rock star.
80s did this, you know that, right? Well,
Yeah,
actually,
fucking
no, that's
love
not
the
true.
80s.
No, I'm wrong. The 80s didn't do this. The 60s did
The
it.
60s did it.
It was
yeah.
Woodstock. It was Woodstock. Woodstock did it.
Yeah, but I mean that was like that was different because that was the cheap way because like nobody fucking that was all like the summer of love and shit. Like everybody was phone showing their tits for anything. But nowadays,
well, I mean, it was like a what's the word, the phrase I'm looking for? It was like a fucking like a societal awakening because there was so
Yeah.
much conservative oppression for
It was a movement.
for attitudes like that.
Yeah.
It just like it's the same thing with it's the same thing currently with like LGBTQ or whatever.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in your face for a while. People
Yeah.
are gonna have emotional reactions and spring forward way too far because hey, we're allowed to do this now.
Yeah.
You give us a fucking inch, we're gonna take a mile.
Yeah.
Like that's how it works, and it evens out over time and stops being so aggressive.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems to be how the mass of humanity works.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, then yeah, you're right. It's the same thing then in the late
Yeah.
60s. So I guess like, yeah, I guess maybe you can't really consider.
I signed a titty once, but I didn't see nipples, so I'm not a rock star. Did I ever tell you that story? I've told you that story, right?
You have, yeah. You've told that story on this podcast, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what episode he told it on. You'll just have to go back and listen to them all.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still friends with her on Facebook. I can't help but think that she thought I was somebody else because whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to
you. You were like young though, right?
Huh?
You were like young when that happened, right?
No, it was like 2019 when we played with the Queers.
Maybe you didn't tell this story.
We opened for the Queers in Frederick at Cafe some numbers. I don't know what numbers they were. Cafe something 69, whatever. I don't know. It was us. It was so Jerry put it together. Jerry and I put it together. Jerry, we both paid like chipped in on the minimum the Queers guarantee, whatever. So, but it was Exiles, us, and the Queers. One of the best shows ever because there was a lot of people there and they were super into us. We played right before it was awesome.
People were super into you guys.
Yeah,
I mean, rightfully so. You guys are fucking rad.
It was
you guys when I first saw you.
The sound was really good and the vibe was really good and the crowd was, when the crowd's into you, you just play better. It just fucking. There's nothing. It's like,
yep.
It's like a drug. I mean, yeah.
But it is like a drug. But you're part of that. It's a two-way street. Like you have to make the crowd be into you.
Right.
And a lot of the time, it's not just your music that does that.
Yeah. So after we played, I was sitting at the merch booth like I always did, selling shit, and I was talking to this one girl who came down from Pennsylvania, and we're just talking. I noticed, like, as I'm talking to her, this other girl and her husband, like they kind of like they're standing next to me, waiting for me to finish the conversation with this one chick, and then finally the chick like kind of jumps in and was like, "Hey, can I ask for your autograph?" She's like, "I came here to see you." I was like, and she knew who I was. Maybe she thought Snubbed Records was bigger than it really is. I don't know. She's like, I came here to see. She's like, I came here to see Ron. Like nobody. I never knew this. Never met this person in my life. I was like, all right. And so I was like, yeah. And she's like, she pulls her shirt down, and she's like, sign my titty or my boob, whatever. I don't know what she said. And I'm looking at her, and I look at her husband. And her husband goes, "Go for it." I was like, all right. So, and I didn't know what to write, so my signature is just my initials, like RS. So I did like RS, and I just wrote thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks.
So she has RS thanks on her titty. I was like, this is the dumbest thing.
Never washing this again.
Yeah. So thank you. Because that's the funniest story I have from being in a band. And it's so ridiculous on both of our ends that you wanted it and that I said thanks on your titty.
Thanks. What are you drinking there?
Woodchuck.
I thought that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm a woodchuck guy. I like
Woodchuck's great.
Woodchuck is it's the best cider.
Yeah, it's really good.
And that's that's hard to say coming from a Virginian when there's all these great
it's true
cider companies But no, Woodchuck's the best, and they've been the best for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, that when I was in high school, it's like what all the chicks drank. All the
Yeah,
dudes would have beer, and all the chicks would have fucking woodchuck.
Woodchuck or Hornsby's.
Yep, it's
I
good
don't,
stuff though, man. Yeah,
I don't even think Hornsby's exists anymore. I haven't seen that in a long time.
it might still. I'm not a huge cider fan, but like, cause actually got these from my wife. Because I had to drink booze on fucking St. Patrick's Day because I'm American.
Yeah.
Um, that's what we do. Yeah, my wife likes was it Strongbow? Strongbow.
Yeah, that's a British one.
Yeah, she likes Strongbow and she likes woodchuck, but
That's what you're supposed to make a proper snake bite with. Have you ever had a snake bite?
Strongbow? What is snake bite?
So a snake bite, there's
It sounds familiar.
there's several different drinks that are called snake bites, but there is a specific layered drink that uses Guinness and cider. So it's Strongbow is what you're supposed to use
Gotcha.
for what is actually called a snake bite. If it's not Strongbow,
It's not technically a snake
I don't
bite.
think I don't think it's technically a snake bite, but Guinness and cider just kind of became what a snake bite is. So you use a layering spoon, and you pour the first half of the glass cider, and then you put the layering spoon on the glass. And if you have a Guinness tap, then you just let the Guinness fall over the layering spoon.
Yeah.
And then when you're done, it's a very defined line. The bottom
Like
half
a black
is
and
cider,
tan.
the top half is a black and tan, but it's the Guinness and cider, and it's really good. I used to drink them a lot. It's like really, really good.
Nice. Have you ever had a bee sting? I don't know if that's something made up at the Renaissance Festival or not, but it's like the same thing, but it's mead and Guinness, not Guinness, Oktoberfest, Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
No,
and
I've
mead.
not had one of those, but
It's
I
pretty
would.
good. Yeah.
I do like mead. Mead it's a honey wine, right?
Yeah.
There's a meadery here in Fredericksburg. I particularly like their elderberry mead.
Nice.
But I like elderberry everything. I don't know if that's weird or not, but
The elder of the berries.
yeah. It's similar to blueberry.
Yeah.
Taste wise.
There's a new Omen coming out.
Movie?
Yeah.
Really?
It's called The First Omen. It's funny because so Tom, what's up, Tom? Shout out Tom again. Tom sent me a text a few days ago. He's like, "Hey, do you want to go see The First Omen on April 5th?" I'm thinking he's talking about the original Omen playing at like AFI because we just went to go see like
it's a remake?
The Exorcist.
Or like
it's not a remake. It's like a prequel, I think.
Oh.
So I was like, yeah, and then I thought he was talking about the original Omen this whole time. And then like 3 days later, I see a commercial for The First Omen. I was like, oh, that motherfucker, it's a new movie. They're called The First Omen. He wasn't asking if he wanted to see The First Omen.
Interesting.
I love the original Omen.
Yeah.
That's besides like
weird
The Exorcist. That's
movie.
like my favorite fucking movie. That's like my favorite horror movie.
So creepy kids scary.
Yes.
So what about the Children of the Corn movies?
I haven't seen that in a long time. Let me tell you though, like there's this one scene in Jason Takes Manhattan, and Tom brings this up all the time because he was so funny at how disturbed I was by it. But there's a scene where like they're in the city and all of a sudden he appears as a kid in the middle of the alley or the road or something. And that terrified the fuck out of me. It was like dead Jason as a kid. And it was in my dreams and nightmares for like 3 years.
Was it? So the very, very first Friday the 13th movie, like part 1.
Yeah.
He was a kid. His mom is the
right, but he wasn't in it. I mean, until the very end.
Right.
But in Jason Takes Manhattan, there's like a scene where they're in a car and he appears on the side of the road as a dead kid. It's really quick. And it's very disturbing.
It's been a minute since I've seen all those.
Why isn't there, if The Jasons need a Manhattan.
Are you talking about like a member of the band?
Yeah. Like I want to be their manager and I want to be Manhattan. With how fucking their accents and shit, like Manhattan would be fucking perfect. Just like an over the top Jason.
Instead of a Jersey accent, you do a New York accent.
Yeah, man.
One day, Ron. One day.
3D, when you die, I'm taking your job and I'm Manhattan. Yeah, I'll wear a fucking like a tracksuit with a gold chain and the mask. Like a fucking mafia Manhattan. Like,
yeah. You gotta have a big ring too. Yeah. On your pinky. Which you already have one, I think, right?
Yeah, it's my class ring, yeah.
Yeah. Those are the ones when you were a kid. Your parents smacked you up the backside of the head. You're like, ow, big ring.
Remember that movie Dutch? You ever see Dutch?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's been a while.
Ed O'Neill like punches the fucking dude with the pinky ring. He has like the dent in his head.
Yeah.
That's a great movie, man. One of the 2 Thanksgiving movies.
A lot of 80s movies have been lost to time at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
There's some truly bad ones out there that are still worth watching. If they ever were.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Like Night of the Comet.
Night of the Comet?
Yeah.
I never saw that.
It's terrible.
That's awesome.
So don't start now.
Here's a weird question for you. This is going to happen soon, I think. If an alien was to come down to you and say, what is music? What's the first thing you would play for that alien?
Be like, oh, that's a... All right, Gleep Glorp, that is a loaded question.
It is a loaded question.
That is a loaded question, Gleep Glorp. You're going to have to give me a few minutes here to stir on this. What do I...
Fucking Gleep Glorp.
Yeah. Oh, man. What do I... Like, guys, what... Gleep Glorp just asked me what music is. The fuck do we play him?
You could fuck with him and play him John Lennon's wife's shit.
Yoko Ono?
Yeah, Yoko. Just
that
would to get back on his ship and fly away.
That would, dude. I don't even think that would start like some sort of like intergalactic fucking war.
It would, because it's probably alien code for like fuck off. We're gonna kill all your people or something.
That Japanese dude that John Lennon used to be married to, man.
I think I'd break out some Mozart.
Mozart? That's a good choice. So. That's a good choice. Classical music would be an excellent choice, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. So you just kind of answered my question for me, honestly. The reason I love music is because my mom used to play Pachelbel's Canon in D nice. when I was like laying in my crib, and even into like kindergarten, first grade years.
Yeah.
I still, when I was a little kid, wanted my mom to put that song on while I was going to bed or going to sleep. That song stems everything of the love of music within me. So probably that song, Canon in D by Johann Pachelbel.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is an amazing song. I mean, it's an amazing song.
Yeah, we're both in agreement. Classical. You gotta go classical.
Yeah, I think you would have to go classical.
Yeah, because even the foundation, like it kind of lays the foundation of like rhythm and just music theory and all that shit.
Because like you play songs with lyrics in it, like you better pick the right fucking one.
Hell yeah.
Now all of a sudden Gleep Glorp's like, who's baby and why she's got back?
Hell yeah. It would either be Mozart or Musical Monkey by Guttermouth for me.
Gleep
You
Glorp,
stupid faggot rollerbladers.
Gleep Glorp be walking off, walking the streets of fucking, Toledo,
Yep.
being like, ain't no holla back, girl. Ain't like, no, Gleep Glop. Not in Toledo.
Hell yeah. Or he'd go down to Tijuana and want to see Lucky the luckiest donkey.
No, Gleep Glorp. You do not want to.
That you do not want to see.
You do not want to see this Gleep Glorp.
That's got to be the most disturbing. I can't even imagine. I don't even want to think about it. I still think that album is like one of the most punk rock albums of all time.
Wait, Gleep Glorp, how much tequila? All right, maybe I'll stay for a little bit.
Hell yeah. Man, I haven't had tequila in ages. I had it when we went at the Mexican restaurant. It was nice. It was fucking margaritas.
Dude, tequila is the shit.
Hell yeah. I'm allergic to it a little bit and I still drink it.
Are you?
I think I'm allergic to
Well, you would have to be allergic to the plant.
yeah, it turns me a little red and I itch a little bit.
Are you allergic to aloe?
I don't know.
Because aloe and agave are in the same family.
Same thing. Yeah, I don't know. My wife gets so mad when I order margaritas. She's like, "You're fucking allergic." I was like, "I don't give a fuck. Itching feels good. I love itching.
I love it.
So it's like a bonus. I get drunk and I get to itch.
It's like a slight itch. There's nothing to,
Yeah, it's not like
worry.
I don't get puffy and like fucking need to go to the doctor or hospital. Just get itchy and toasty.
Yeah, that's like how like indigenous people are allergic to, like, that's why they call it firewater, right?
Yeah.
But they still drink it all the time.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You got to muscle through that shit, man. Tequila's a good drunk.
It's one of the best.
Yeah.
Since I had to kick out brown liquor in my life for the most part. Not completely, but
yeah. Because of the gout.
No.
Wait, do you have gout?
I did have a flare up in my left foot.
Yeah.
Yes. But that was all the malt liquor that I was drinking.
Okay. That'll do it too.
I had to stop drinking 40s. But gout comes back, so probably well, we'll see. It's so much better since I stopped drinking 40s.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I think everything would be much better if you stopped drinking 40s.
Yeah, well, some people have opinions, some people have others. Gout's all about the purines that you're like
Okay.
kidney. I think your kidneys and your livers create.
Yeah.
Red meat, wine, yeast, everything that has to do with alcohol.
Yeah.
It's just, but some people think it was thought for a long time that wine was something you could drink with the gout and be okay, and that's completely wrong. It's the exact opposite. Exactly, wine is. I stopped drinking as much wine. I used to drink a lot of wine. I stopped drinking as much wine. I went back to my shitty Miller Lite. And seltzers were doing it for a while. That's what helped my foot. But seltzers give me fucking acid reflux. Not like
I just don't like it.
Like heart, just in the heartburn.
Yeah,
even though we all know that's not what that really is anymore. So we probably should stop calling it that. Yeah. Seltzers give me acid reflux, so I just went back to beers. Really, tequila would be. That's the tequila in a glass with just some ice and a lime.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it.
Yeah, I used to be like that with gin too. That's one of the hard liquors I could drink straight up.
I love some gin too. Hendrix has got a new flavor.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they do limited runs of these cool
Nice.
little flavors. Yeah, it's like cabaret something.
Hell yeah.
Hendrix is a wonderful gin.
Everybody should do the contest on our website to pick your all-star punk band.
I still have to do
Because
that.
right now we have 3 submissions, and one of them is mine.
I still got to do.
So we don't even have enough submissions to play.
Well, and we got to advertise better for it. All right. I've been thinking about this lately because it seems that when we bring this up every time, people are a super fan about talking about this.
Okay.
So might as well. What better time to bring this up while we're recording an episode?
Yeah.
The questions that we asked everybody at the end, generally, I feel like there is a question, a simple one, that we could ask people.
Okay.
And that is, what is your favorite cereal?
Nice. I love
Because
it.
every time we talk about cereal on this
That's
podcast,
true.
it ends up in like this whole conversation.
Yeah. All right, that'll be the 4th one. Done.
Yeah. But I mean, you could like include it maybe into like the last meal question. Like if you were on death row.
Yeah.
You know.
If they were killing you right after breakfast.
If you're on death row, well, you know, obviously what would your last meal be?
Yeah.
But included in that question, also, what is your favorite cereal?
Yeah.
Because that's important.
It is important.
It's important to, if we're going to ask you these next 2
And
questions.
yours is grape nuts.
No.
Oh.
I no. No, God, I just ate grape nuts when I was younger because that was my grandmother always had them.
Just for the record, mine is Fruity Pebbles. What's yours?
It's a tough choice between Quaker Oat squares or Basic 4. Captain Crunch is also
Quaker Oat squares is good.
Quaker Oat squares are fucking amazing.
I get those sometimes just to snack on, like without milk. I'll just bring a baggie of them to work and just snack on them. They're so good.
They're basically Quaker Oat squares. For anybody out there who doesn't know, you like life, right? Everybody likes life.
Yeah.
Quaker Oat squares come in the same flavors as life: brown sugar and fucking cinnamon. There's also other flavors of them, but I think the other flavors may have gotten discontinued. They used to have blueberry, apple, and banana as well. But it's basically life that's fatter and meatier,
and crunchier, yeah.
And it doesn't get soggy. Life gets soggy in 0.2 seconds. Quaker Oat squares takes like a minute to get soggy, and even when it does get soggy, it's still like not really soggy.
Yeah, and they're like I said, they're great to snack on too without milk, just fucking out of the box.
You know, they are.
Good.
They're super great. And you know what else they're good on? You can't put a ton of them on there because they're kind of big. Ice cream.
Really? Yeah, I can see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You put some cinnamon Quaker Oat squares on ice cream. It's fucking great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Quaker Oat squares. I like to mix Quaker Oat squares and Basic 4 together. And
I don't know this fucking mixing of the cereals, man. I don't like that.
You don't like that. It's gotta straight up.
I'm a cereal supremacist, dude. I don't like the mixing of the cereals. You can mix anything else, dude. I'll mix.
I mean, they don't call you Adolf Hitler for nothing.
CDs and cereal. Don't fucking fuck with those, man. Don't fuck with them.
I'm a big I'm a big Captain Crunch fan too. I love me some Captain Crunch. But
that's good stuff.
I will say I have mixed Captain Crunch.
I'll try it. I've never done it, so I can't totally knock it. But the thing is, my Fruity Pebbles is my favorite, and those get soggy so fucking fast that it's like a fucking race. So and mixing them with other things, it would be like I feel like you have to have the same absorption rate of cereals if you're going to mix them with milk.
Fruity Pebbles. This is going to blow your mind probably, but Fruity Pebbles and Lucky Charms mixed together.
I will do that because I love both of those fucking cereals.
It's pretty good. Because like Fruity Pebbles is basically Fruit Loops that get soggy. I mean, Fruit Loops get soggy, but it takes them a lot longer than Fruity Pebbles does. They taste the same to me.
Yeah.
don't taste a difference. It's the difference between Fruity Pebbles and Fruit Loops is it's texture, right?
Yeah,
The taste is the same.
yeah.
I think, at least. I don't know if you do, but I
Yeah, I can see
think
that.
that's true. Apple Jacks are very similar to both of those as well.
Mm-hmm. They are. Yeah, they're not bad.
But Fruity Pebbles is kind of like, you know, it's kind of like Rice Krispies, but different.
Yeah,
Obviously, the taste is different, but
yeah. So when I eat Fruity Pebbles, I just put like maybe a quarter of the bowl of milk.
yeah, you don't do much milk, right?
No, and then I just kind of rotate it. You got to rotate it. There's a method to this shit. Man.
Dude,
I'll do a video on how to eat Fruity Pebbles.
are you a regular milk guy, or do you do it like some sort of like other different kind of milk when you eat cereal?
No, regular milk
Regular milk.
and whole milk. Not even not the watered down bullshit. Yeah,
I'm not. I hate milk.
I love milk,
and I'm on the record saying that.
Yeah,
but when it comes to cereal, I feel like you gotta go with the real thing.
yeah.
So
yeah.
like,
First of all, skim milk. If you drink skim milk, you're half a fag. Like that.
Fuck
Skim milk is disgusting.
Fuck skim milk.
2% is bearable, but still, it's like, dude.
Yeah.
Unless you're drinking gallons of milk a day, get whole milk. You don't drink that much of it. Just enjoy.
No.
You know what I mean? It's like, why is that what you're gonna fucking skimp on? Fuck that. Yeah, get whole
skim milk is bullshit.
Yeah. It looks like cum. It looks so fucking gross.
Yeah.
It's so gross looking. Ugh.
Yeah, skim milk is gnarly. I don't know
That's
why.
all we had growing up was my fucking
gross.
Fucking gross. But the good thing about only drinking skim milk growing up is when I switched to regular milk, it was like fucking like a whole milk. It was like switching to ice cream. It was delicious.
It's like going to ice cream.
Like, oh man. So I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna take off. I gotta go piss.
All right.